truly believing that I was being like sexy and mysterious at a singles event, only for a guy to approach me and ask, "Are you okay?" with genuine concern. And then I panicked because I was like, something about my face must imply that I'm not okay. So I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just looking for my roommate." So then he was like, "What does your roommate look like?" And then he tracked down my roommate and delivered me to him as if I was a lost child at a grocery store. And then he just walked away. Like, he wasn't there to be in love with me. He was just there to make sure that I got home okay. And I did, so thank you.
And now you see what men be talking about when they be saying the looks that y'all be giving be weird. Y'all be looking weird. Y'all be thinking y'all in a movie. Y'all be doing your little styles and your little poses and flipping your hair and whatever you're doing. It just looks like you're checking yourself out and you're doing whatever weird stuff that you've seen on some TikTok. And men don't, for the most part, live on TikTok. So do something regular and stop being weird. And this is why this happened to you, unfortunately. But it's good for her that she kept a good attitude.
Hey y'all, come with me to a singles event in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, let's get into the fit. This entire outfit is sponsored by Shein. This event was being hosted by the Singles Society at Skiptown in Southend in Charlotte. And when I got here, I definitely felt like I was overdressed. I got there right on time, and this is how many people were already there. They did a cute foam party for the dogs, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty overwhelming with all the dogs and people there. Overall, I'm glad I came to this event, but it unfortunately was unsuccessful for me. There was one guy that I seemed kind of interested in, but I wasn't getting that reciprocity, so I kind of just moved on. And the few other guys that I did meet just weren't for me. So I left the event about 30 minutes early and got home to my baby girl, Callie. She can be a little reactive in situations like that, so I kept her home, but look how freaking cute she is!
Okay, but seriously, where are all the good guys? They have to be out there. Those of us that are in the dating game have to believe that they're out there, or we wouldn't be doing it. So many of you reach out to me with your stories, and I love hearing from you, so keep doing that. But after I posted that last video about the terrible date and the terrible guy, I've heard a lot of really bad stories. Like a lot of them. Why do we have so many bad stories? I fully believe that they've always been happening. We've just never talked about it before. So I'm so glad that we're talking about them now, and we need to keep doing that. But if you're a good guy, I'm gonna need you to declare yourself. 'Cause us women, we're losing faith out here.
When your friend drags you to a single mixer after spending the last 3 days moving. I was so exhausted, so I left after 30 minutes. Still very single, and the men we're not at dating in Vegas is truly the worst. Lol.
Anyone else feel like walking into a singles event feels a little bit like walking into a meat market where everyone's just checking each other out? I'm getting ready for a singles young professionals dinner, and honestly the main reason I'm going is because my friends are going. Trying to go to these events alone can be so daunting and really exhausting. And I'm saying that from experience. My friends and I have been to so many of these dinners. It's really just become part of our social rotation, and we already know what to expect. And of course, there's the other reason us singles go, you know, just in case we meet someone. We're always told to go into these events with zero expectations, and we tell ourselves that too. There's always that tiny flicker of hope that maybe tonight will be different. Maybe tonight I'll actually have a good conversation, or maybe tonight I will meet someone. But I've learned that we need to keep going to these events, because even though you might not meet your person at that particular event, you never know who might be the one to introduce you to them later on. If you're single, I know how exhausting these events can be, but I'm telling you, if you're debating on going to an event, just go for it. Share this with your single friends, make plans to go together, just have fun, be yourselves, and hopefully one day we won't need to go to these events anymore.
He's really talking to women. That's what it is. She's really actually talking to women. For the men who go to these types of things, I don't think that I would go. If it was like a hangout or something like that, and I just really wanted to get out of the house, then I would go from that perspective. But I would go really honestly and truly not expecting anything at all. If I want to spend money and hey man, I got $30, got $70, I want to go out and been wanting to try this restaurant. Let's go. There's a reason for me to go. Then I would go. But being there thinking that these women are going to think that I'm attractive knowing what some of them have been talking about, for me, it's a waste of time. I don't think that I would want to spend my time in that manner.
I like your hair. I like your eyes. I like your smile. Well, take me out then. Let's go out to dinner. Come pick me up. Let's go.
You're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you're still single, and you are like, I swear I'm gonna be single forever. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I feel you. Same. I've gone through that rabbit hole like a million times. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fine. I'm just gonna be alone forever. Like, I'm just gonna be that aunt that travels. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Instead of being so consumed by boys and dating and crushes and trying so hard to find our person, we're just gonna surrender. We're gonna let go, okay? Because they say you're gonna find your person when you least expect it, when you're not looking. Okay, fine, we're done looking. My eyes are closed. I'm not looking anymore, okay? But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a list. We're gonna write down like 5 to 7 things that we are like really looking for, what we really want in our person, okay? And I don't want you to get too crazy about the appearance stuff. Like, put the things that really actually matter. I mean, like your non-negotiables, okay? Like the things that actually matter. And you're gonna just take your piece of paper, fold it up, okay? And you're gonna place your order. You're gonna place your order with God, the universe, whatever you believe in. Send it off, okay? And then you're gonna go live your life. You're gonna work on your hobbies, your dreams, your passions. You're gonna heal a little, do whatever you gotta do, but you're gonna focus on yourself, okay? You're not gonna worry about meeting your person. Just, you already put your order in, okay? When it's ready, they're gonna Uber Eats it to you. You're good. It'll be hand delivered. However, in the meantime, you have to work on yourself. You have to focus on yourself. We're not gonna be consumed with the idea every single time you go out, like on the weekends. Oh my God, am I gonna meet a boy? Is he gonna text me? Oh my God, I hope there's cute boys. No, we're not gonna do that anymore, okay? When I have a crush, I get so distracted, okay? Like, it steers me off. And so I just need to take a step back. I'm gonna write my order, put my order in, and I'm just gonna be done, okay? So that's what we're doing this year.
Grasping at straws, a coping mechanism, just last ditch effort. It really is. It really is a last ditch effort to just, it's a Hail Mary is what it is. These smart women have gotten to the point to where they're literally just Hail Mary. I'm just going to throw it out there. I have no hope left. I'm going to be single. I'm going to die alone. And it'd be your own fault a lot of times.
Okay, so we just left the event, right? So bad. I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom.
No, it was actually.
We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished,
like
or
it felt like a sick joke. I was like, literally thinking to myself, like, why am I, like, how did I get here?
I don't need a man, but I really want him. Oh my God. I don't need a man, but I really want that one. I'm fine on my own, but I would be better with him. I need him. I don't care if he's got gray. That's what I like it.
Being overly independent is a defense mechanism for constantly being let down by people. Because when you're constantly let down by people, you develop hyper independence so that you cannot get hurt again. You don't depend on anyone and they can't do you wrong. And the only way that you feel safe or comfortable is by making sure that nobody else has any control over your life or your emotions or your feelings.
Don't get me wrong, I am happily single, strong, independent woman, don't need no man. But here I am trying to change my shower head and I can't figure out how to get it off. I've been trying honestly for days and the wrench isn't wrenching. My tiny little lady brain can't figure it out. I want to use one of these cool Jolie nice ones. I just need a man to help me do this.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this, but I really don't care. Being a strong, independent woman is not a flex. I said what I said. It's not a flex. Like, I used to be strong, independent, I don't need a man for nothing until I found a man that I actually do need. That may go over a lot of y'all's head because y'all are so stuck on what I said initially. Until you find a man that you do need, you're going to think that you don't need a man.
Let me help you, babe.
No, I got it. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need your help. Women can do this too, you know.
It's okay, I got it.
Ow! Ow! Here.
Just give it to me.
Ouch.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I did all the work. Don't
did.
act like you just did that, babe. I literally just did all the work.
Hey.
Ow.
You did this all on your own.
I know. I did it.
You did it.
Who said women aren't strong?
I know, right?
6 signs you might be hyper independent from trauma. Number 1, you tend to be the ruler in your family, meaning that in your house you tend to take on all the responsibilities, schedule all of the things, feel accountable for every single thing that happens, because time has taught you that you cannot rely on anyone. Number 2, you've probably lost somebody, whether through their passing or them leaving you, walking out of your life at some point, and decided that you will never need anybody again because you did not have the support, the tools, or the understanding of how to work through that grief. So you would rather be alone than suffer that heartache and that loss again. Number 3, you probably grew up as a caregiver and you may have taken on the responsibility of raising or protecting your siblings. So being in charge is just second nature because you really just didn't have a choice. Number 4, and my personal favorite, is that you probably are hyper independent if at some point you decided that you would be responsible for every single thing in your life so that nobody could let you down and nothing could go wrong that you weren't in control of. Number 5, you probably are hyper independent if you decided to push through because it was too hard to feel your feelings, or they were so invalidated that it was easier to just keep moving forward and have a plan of action than it was to sit and deal with the fact that nobody cared how you felt. And number 6, you're probably hyper independent if you grew up in a household where there was no emotional, physical, or mental support, meaning that you basically just had to fend for yourself.
And number 7,
we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I am a hyper independent person, and it's from being let down all throughout my life. It happened so many times that I had this trauma response. I had this moment of I'm going to be so independent that I control my fate, I control my future, so that this could never happen to me again and I will never feel this way again, because I have felt such low lows from people abandoning me that I refuse to let that happen to me anymore. So I've developed a hyper independent persona, and I'm not just blaming this on men. I'm not saying like all these men have let me down. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about things that I thought were going to happen in my life and come to fruition and grow that just didn't. And don't get me wrong, I love independent people, women, independence in general. I want to support myself. I don't want to be reliant on anyone. I don't want to depend on anyone. But there is a line where it becomes unhealthy. And the hyper independence part of it, which is what I think people don't understand, is that that's when you're not asking for help when you need it. That's when you're isolating yourself because you are afraid of being let down. That's when you are being a perfectionist and you need everything to be so perfect so you're not let down.
Come on, you. I'm at same different day.
Technically, to answer her question, I guess there's almost nothing. A woman can do everything on her own. A man can do everything on his own. If you really want to go there, sure.
What is everything?
I'm sure she means like provide for herself financially, sexually, like all those things. Sure, you can do all of that yourself. My question is, why would you want to? There is such an amazing peace, and I mean PEACE, and comfort and a complimentary when you can be a female and you can be submissive to your partner.
It's such funny you use that word.
It's such a feminine, comfortable. Never in my life before I met you was I ever submissive. Was I ever comfortable in being in my complete feminine? I was like full blown military masculinity, very little feminine, because I didn't trust any male to lead me in the way that I wanted to be led. Though I had daughters, I was like, I never left that masculine submissive state. Like I wasn't gonna be, and that caused a lot of resentment in my partners, because they were like, but I was like, listen, you gotta step up to the plate or do what I need you to do. And the result was I just never felt comfortable doing that until I had met you, who was completely masculine, completely comfortable in just taking the bull by the horns and leading in that way. And I was like, okay, this is new for me. I guess I don't have to be in my masculine so much. I can be a lot more feminine. I can allow him to compliment. And then before we knew it, like, you just took on that role and I took on my complete feminine role. Not to say that we don't have a little bit of each, like you have a little bit of femininity in you too, and I have a little bit of masculine still in me. It's just our personalities. When you can really allow your partner to like compliment you in those ways, it is such a peaceful way of living that I've never had that before until I had met you. So I guess to answer her question, yeah, sure, go ahead, be all I am woman, hear me roar. That's great. If that's what you want to live like, great. If that's for you, great. But I can speak for a lot of women. It is like intrinsic to us that whether it's the God or universe or whoever you want to look at it, that's not what women are meant to do. And I just feel really, really strongly and passionate about that.
People are going to hate you right now for saying that.
Now look at trying to break my heart. It's working 'cause you know that should be me. Holding your hand, that should be me. Making you.
I have a thing where I call it operating from a place of wetness. Think about this. How do you talk to someone when you're wet? How do you ask for what you need when you're wet? I'm being literal. I mean wetness, guys, like the vagina. Look at Brittany's face. There's a certain way and a certain tone you have from a place of feminine that softens you, right? Even if you're mad, you're like, stop that. You know, you don't. Look at your face. This is the softest I've seen you. Yeah. Just talking about. Look at my God. See?
I'm 5. People literally have to tell me I want to date you for me to be like, you like me?
I could see somebody liking Heather and being like, okay, she about to tell somebody to do 800 burpees and...
So you see? You see what I get?
No,
Wait,
you
don't always talk about work now. Did I change my name to Heather?
Yes.
Heather.
I'm going to have you come back in 6 months. I'm going to give you a 6-month challenge to operate from a place of...
Does that mean that I have to be more aggressive? In terms of like, hey...
Heather, pause. You're overthinking it. And overthinking means underfeeling.
Ooh, okay. Underfeeling the wetness.
Yes, yes. When you are, it is a visceral thing. You're not thinking, you're feeling your way through it.
Okay.
So somebody right now, they're asking you a question like, what you say? Look at that. Look at this butt.
Childish.
Oh my God, literally, your smile is so much prettier when we sit in front of you. And look at this. Look at that.
You can go ahead and take me off camera, guys.
Please. It is so magical because is centering you in your root chakra. I'm making it cheeky for the audience, but it's actually spiritual. That's where the healing needs to happen when we're backed up and too much in our divine masculine and not tapped more into our feminine energy. If you were a masculine identified person, then it would work because you'd be attracting the kind of people who are drawn to that. But as someone who clearly wants to be seen as softer and not just seen as a drill sergeant, the counterbalance is if you're trying to be a strong masculine, this is not for you. But those femmes out there of all gender identities, when you operate from a place of you're immediately tapping into the vulnerable core of you where all your power is. Brittany's been like this entire time, so Brittany ain't got it.
What does that mean? I'm still trying to figure out how I
Are you a
operate
Libra?
That's an air sign, though.
Y'all stick though.
Maybe this will get rid of my temper.
Oh, when you're angry from a place of wetness, even that is sexy.
I am so mad right now.
See, I'm so angry.
Ooh,
Why you playing with me like that?
Show.
But do y'all see, there's a playfulness and there's also a vulnerability.
Yeah.
A lot of women, when they don't feel safe, we emulate masculine energy to assert our dominance. There's also power in our femininity.
You're teaching me a lot about myself right now. I can
Getting drier just is waiting for a forest fire. It's actually hard to grab something and manipulate something when it's slippery.
Slippery one.
Exactly. Being slippery has actually made it harder to manipulate me. I'm so supple that if you pick up somebody else who's trying to get on the ride.
I guess whatever helps you to understand that you need to be acting like a woman, you need to be acting feminine, and that men do not like masculine women. Women that act like dudes, women that act like them, want to beat all up on them and, hey bro, what's up? No, stop doing that. Don't come home trying to boss and run over people. There's a certain way that you talk to men and that you engage with men. And at some point in time, you're going to have to learn it. So if this is a way that you do that, albeit weird, then I guess that's what you got to do.
I called for help twice and not a you, what do you need or nothing.
There you go, my strong woman. Look at you. Okay. There's still more downstairs.
I know. I'm going. You're gonna go get the rest of the groceries?
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna go get the rest of the groceries while you sit there and do nothing.
That's not what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
I'm at
at the beach right now by myself, so naturally I'm staring off into the ocean and pondering everything in life, and currently thinking about how behind every super independent, borderline hyper independent, does everything on their own, refuses to ask for help girl is an acts of service love language. Like, I know I can do everything on my own and I'm totally self-sufficient, but when someone goes out of their way to make my life easier because they want to, they don't even have to ask, because if you ask, I'm gonna say no. But doing it without asking because you want to help and make my life easier, that is my love language, even though I refuse to ever ask for it. Because I know I can get it done on my own. And like, I like doing things on my own, but thinking about someone wanting to do things for me, that's gonna do it for me every single time. What is the signs there? Hyper-independent girls in the acts of service love language that they refuse to ask for. Or this could just be a me thing, but I feel like it's not. And I feel like a lot of you guys are acts of service love languages, so please confirm if this is the way that you are too, because I'm just realizing things right now.
These modern women do really be on both ends of the spectrum, the extreme. On the one hand, you have sprinkle, do everything for me, I'm not going to lift a finger, and if you don't, you're a bum. On the other end of the spectrum, the extreme, don't do nothing for me, I don't need you, get out my face, but please come back because I really, really want a man, and that should mean more to you even after I just talked to you like you was a dog.
Watch how crazy perspective is. So, I'm 30 years old, I'm single, I live at home. I just spent the last year like running around trying to figure out stuff, and I'm back at home. My job is hard. All my friends are getting married and engaged, and I'm not. Life just every day feels the same somehow, sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Or I am 30 years old, you guys, and I live at home because I just spent the last year traveling around and doing whatever I wanted, meeting so many people, having so much flexibility, and now I get to live at home and try and save to buy my own place and spend this quality time with my family that I'll never have again. And I haven't met my person yet, which is so cool because I still get to fall in love for the first time with someone new, and I will just love this person and they'll be so great for me because I've just chose not to settle, and that's so exciting. And my job is hard, but it's rewarding, and I'm so lucky to have like a remote job that's flexible and work with amazing people, and I believe in what we're doing. And I get to go to beautiful walks every day because I have a healthy body, and I have an amazing community where I live that I'm working really hard to build, and that's pretty cool, don't you think? Love you guys, bye.
That sounds great, but watch how crazy reality is. No matter who you're doing, where you're going, what you're paying, still single. And in a few moments' time, you're going to keep on saying, I want a man. So what are you doing today to make that investment, to make that decision, to make that thought, that concept, idea come true? Are you working on yourself? Are you actively vetting men that are what you need and what you want? Of course not, because modern women don't do that.
Go ahead and say it, and this is going to be considered controversial, but your time is a lot more valuable than a man's time. And the reason I say that is because I'm just borrowing their own logic. They're going to tell you that you're not valuable after 35. Okay? They're going to tell you that you only have a certain number of years where you're in your prime. Okay, being that your time then is limited and it's scarce, that means that your time is going to be more valuable than theirs because they have no limitation. And you're spending your youth, your prime, trying to be what? Independent? Trying to be the girl that splits bills? When they're going to turn around and tell you you're not valuable after a certain age? Are you stupid? Like, what logic are you operating off of? Oh, his time is just as valuable as mine. No, it's not, because he could continue dating up until the age of 60 and no one's going to tell him that he's not worth it so long as he has money. If he has money, there are no limitations ever placed on him. But for you, there is. You could be the baddest, richest 40-year-old. You know what they're going to say to you? Well, she's 40. They're going to throw your age in your face. So throw their brokenness in theirs.
You already have. That's why men are going their own way, doing their own thing, and trying to get the money and whatever they need to be successful in their life. And should a woman come along, then I'll give you a shot if you're going to be on my schedule.
you're an independent woman because that's what you have to do to take care of yourself to survive, but you still need a good man that you can depend on. It means that I can hold it down and do what I got to do, take care of myself, be sufficient. But when the right man comes along and finds me, as the Bible says, then that burden is lifted off of your shoulders, where you can then, just dwell in your femininity and your softness.
The table, the chairs, the bacon. So I'm not asking or begging a man to take care of me because I don't need that, honey. Look at me.
Few moments later.
I'm tired. I no longer want to be an independent woman. Forget that INDE. I'm good. I want to be a housewife.
People often praise me for being an independent woman. What they don't know is I am so tired of doing it alone.
I am so tired of being a strong, independent woman girl boss. I want to pretend like I don't know how to put air in my tires, pretend like I don't know that there's no such thing as premium air, and I never want to touch another doorknob. I want to be in my soft girl era.
Go ahead. So we're continuing, right? Where you don't need me? You said you needed beans to finish your cooking? Go jump for it. Go jump for it. Jump for it. Get it? You don't need me, right?
You want to know the part that really sucks about being a strong, independent woman? Is how badly I don't want to be. How badly that I wish I could allow myself to need someone. I'm not strong and independent because I decided one day that I just wanted to be, that I thought it would be more fun. I'm independent because I am traumatized. And I am traumatized from the people that I loved that needed me to need them. And then all they ever did was let me down. And they didn't even care. They're so unfazed. And I'm still in bed.
Yeah, I'm in a season of unlearning. I'm unlearning hustle and grind. I'm unlearning having to be there all the time. I'm unlearning waking up at 6 a.m. when I know I'm not a morning person. I am unlearning a lot of the things, taking on masculine energy just to provide and protect myself. No, I forgive those that were not there when I needed them. I also acknowledge God's protection when they weren't there, and I give myself permission to receive love and protection moving forward. It's not about how many millions I can make, but how many millionaires I can make, and I plan on doing that. So if you enjoyed any of the videos that you've seen thus far, I'm willing to share my story times, my testimonies, and my lessons so that you can also get the blessing. To support me, please click the link in my bio, go to my Etsy store. There are 2 business journals that are there to help you to walk it out step by step to alleviate all confusion. And I also want to let you know, you are not getting a trophy for suffering in silence. No one is coming to put a cape on you so that you can fly away from your problems. It's okay to say no. It's okay to walk away. And it's okay to walk away from the life that you thought you wanted.
The whole chasing thing, one time I wrote, I don't want you to chase me. I'm tired of running. It's the truth. As long as I'm thinking people will only want you when they're chasing you, then that means I have to continue running away from you for you to continue chasing me. That means I'm not showing you my true self, because I think that if I show you my true self, you're gonna stop chasing and I'm gonna feel like, hey, where are you? Why aren't you chasing me anymore? So instead of me moving in this direction and you running after me, why don't we move towards each other? It's very important that you don't just immediately open up to someone about everything about you. Take the time to get to know someone, and when you feel safe enough with them to talk about your insecurities, things maybe that are too sensitive in your life, maybe traumas, maybe whatever it is, make sure that they have earned your trust.
You know what's so funny to me? How men think that independent women are independent because they want to. Independent women are independent because they have to, because that was their only option. We're we're exhausted, we're tired. Do you think we wouldn't be doing all this? No, we don't. No, we don't. And the problem is that because we're so independent and so used to be doing everything, we need somebody who is more alpha than us. And by alpha, I don't mean that has a deep voice or that has huge muscles or that walks like this. By more alpha, I mean that takes care of things without being told. They just know what to do. They just know how to take care of things. They just know how to do things so the woman can relax, sit, and stop thinking for a minute so her brain can rest. So yeah, independent women are independent because they have to, not because they want to.
Just wanted to find out if I'm the only girlie that is going through a season where they are tired of strength, tired of being a strong woman, tired of being an understanding woman, tired of being brought lessons. Just generally, that is all 2024 has been, and I would like ease, I would like rest, I would like assistance, but it just doesn't seem to be happening, and I am tired. I'm tired of being a strong, independent woman. I'm tired.
That is actually very unfortunate, but unfortunately, that's how it usually ends for strong, independent women who don't need no man. That's too bad. But anyway, that's just my opinion. To the next video, I'm out.